my gosh, hi YouTubers. Not like it's been maybe 2 months since I last posted. I doubt any of y'all care because it's like I'm not even there. And that shirt is supposed to stay down. But anyway, gosh, I haven't finished this and yet. I'm doing this because I'm doing it off of pure memory instead of having gone back and read the book. But, I mean, I've got a couple of new books, but I haven't exactly read any of them yet because it's summer vacation and I was just at the beach and yeah, I took off nail polish from my hands and you can see some cool stuff with my hands. Whatever. But, yeah, this has been one heck of a roller coaster year for me, to be honest, and I'm hoping to finish up my book within the next week. I know I said that last week, but that didn't happen, so like how it's gonna happen. Hope it needs to happen this week. It's just a lot of high tensions in the family and all that crazy stuff, explaining why I haven't been here. Yeah, explaining why I haven't been here, exactly. Because I had school, I had a ton of exams, and I've just gotten a lot sidetracked with my book that I'm writing. I mean, there's a really... I have a really edited version, like, right here, but this isn't even the brunt of what I have. I mean, it's like 65 pages long so far. And that's an office word in which they're going to be needing to reformat this to fit a book that's maybe this size or less. In which I am super excited to send it to an editor once I finish up. I'm hoping to get more than at least 20 chapters. I'm aiming for that. But this is an old news book. I got it last summer and I absolutely fell in love with it. Yeah, The Darkest Minds. Yep. And I mean, The Darkest Minds, it was a good book to me. I mean, it had a good story. It was recommended by one of my friends last school year, not this past school year, the school year before that. And she had just moved in. She had just moved in and to her house that she's currently living in, and yeah. So, I mean, I really liked this book. It's just I haven't gotten back to reading it yet, and I kind of need to read it over again because it's just like, okay, yeah, I don't really remember much of the stuff that happened because it was last September that I was last reading it. Okay, so, I mean, you can see my mess of a room behind me. I mean, we were just at Myrtle Beach, which was a lot of fun, except for the drive there, which actually, I was stuck in between my two brothers the first time, and I was just like, I was in the middle like, okay, if I move this way, one brother's gonna snap at me, and if I move the other way, I'm gonna have the other brother leaning on me. But, yeah, it was a lot of fun. I got a little bit of color. Out of 3 girls, I'm the only one that didn't get sunburned. Thank God. Because whenever I get sunburned, it's normally really bad. But anyway, back to The Darkest Minds. I found it really invigorating. I liked the main character. I liked the plot. And, I mean, once you get a gist of what it's about, I mean, it's like, when Ruby woke up on her 10th birthday, something about her had changed. Something frightening enough to make her parents lock her in the garage and call the police. Something that got her sent to Thurmond, a brutal government rehabilitation camp. She might have survived the mysterious disease that had killed most of America's children, but she and the others have emerged with something far worse, frightening abilities they cannot control. Now, 16, Ruby is one of the dangerous ones. Now, I mean, they're classified by these different colors, like yellow, orange, and red. Those are, like, the most dangerous. Then there's blue, green, and I forget. But, I mean, she's an orange. I think she's an orange, if I remember correctly. Yeah, she's an orange. Orange can control minds. And it's really cool how Alexandra Bracken has formatted this. She's given us, like, this apocalyptic sort of environment, and relating it to my book. Mine's little apocalypse it's not really, there's no apocalypse or something, it's just about, like, a ton of wars and spies and stuff, which is pretty cool. And it has a lot to do with fantasy, my book, and this is a lot of science fiction. I mean, there's science fiction involved in it, and then there's little stuff, and I mean, Ruby is this cool, kick-ass character. What do you think? I mean, it's really cool. And finishing this up, when the truth comes out, Ruby barely escapes Thurmond with her life. She's on the run, desperate to find the only safe haven left for kids like her, East River. She joins a group of kids who have escaped their own camp. Liam, the brave leader, is falling hard for Ruby. But no matter how much she aches for him, Ruby can't risk getting close. Not after what happened to her parents. When they arrive at East River, nothing is as it seems, least of all its mysterious leader. But there are other forces at work, people who will stop at nothing to use Ruby in their fight against the government. Ruby will be faced with a terrible choice, one that may mean giving up her only chance at having a life worth living. And so, I mean, this is kind of the summary. It's kind of foreshadowing, well, it's laying out the entire plot, pretty much. But she's one of the dangerous ones. And, like, from what I remember, in the very beginning, they actually killed off. They were, like, once they were sorted, oranges, reds, and yellows were eventually killed off because they were too dangerous. Well, not yellows, but oranges and reds. They were eventually killed off because they were too dangerous. They were these kids that were out of control, and they were kind of they were controlling the adults and very dangerous. And I mean, it's scary what these kids could do to these adults. And I mean, I swear to God, if I was one of those kids, oh my gosh, my parents would be frightened, but they would love me still. And these encampments, it's kind of like the Holocaust in a way. It's kind of like a children's Holocaust that the government sort of turns to in this book. And it's just like, really? You would force these kids through this. The kids don't really eat much. They get horrible clothes, and they're forced. They pretty much don't have any contact with the other gender at any point, unless they're outside working, in which they're forced to work in gardens, build buildings, and oh my gosh, it sounds like a children's Holocaust to me now that I think about it now. It's just like, holy crap, this is brutal. But eventually Ruby escapes the camp, and she meets up with Liam and Chubbs. If I remember correctly, it's Liam, Chubbs. Liam, Chubbs, and what's her name? Oh, wow. I just found Romney in here. Huh. That was funny. I mean, there's a bit of humor mixed into this, but there are like dark romance in this, and Chubbs. Now, I can't remember the little girl's name, because there's a little girl traveling with Ruby, Liam, and Chubbs. Well, originally Liam, Chubbs, and the little girl, and I can't remember her name, which is what I'm trying to find at the moment. The woman is a Terminator. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Ruby had escaped with another guy, and he was, like, this very scary guy. Like, no. Gave me the creeps when I read about him. Zoo. Her name's Zoo, the little girl. She's a yellow. Now, she's a yellow, and yellows have a tendency, they are very electric. In a way. Yeah, I guess that's all the time I really have at the moment. I mean, I'm kind of feeling drained at the moment. 8-hour drive. Ugh. 8-hour drive yesterday, and I stayed up until 2 in the morning, and I woke up at 7 in the morning. I didn't really get that much sleep, but... Excuse me. I'm a bit hardwired at the moment, so... Hi, I'm here. Whatever. I don't really care if you comment, like, subscribe, whatever. Do whatever. I don't care. But this was actually a really good book. It's a really good starting point in the series. And, I mean, it's suspenseful, and I honestly liked it. It's just I'd never finished it because the ending is a little drawn out, and it's like, really? This is what happens? I'm not liking this. Because Ruby became one of my favorite characters, and Ruby and Liam became a pairing for me, and all that. Yeah. But as you can see, I am now back, and see ya.